Hi guys, it's the Mountain Girl TNT here. I'm here to show you my homemade AC unit. So if your house is like mine and doesn't have AC, then this is an awesome way to go. So this is not originally my idea. I kind of stole it off the internet, but I put my own twist on it. Usually these homemade units can cost a lot of money, especially if you try to use a cooler. But no, I didn't want to spend that money. So what I did is I took the similar idea, but I replaced it with a bin, which is just a generic storage bin that we have a bunch of. So what I do is the ice is kind of melted now, but I took the bin, filled it with water, and then put a chunk of ice in. And what you do is you take tin foil, or I suppose you could use saran wrap or a lot of other materials, but I prefer tin foil. And then what you do is you put it on top, secure it with tape, packaging tape, or duct tape. Duct tape would be preferable, but I only had limited duct tape, so I used a lot of packaging tape. And then you put and what you do is you put 2 strips of duct tape on over the hole, which you cut the hole just to be a little bit smaller than the fan, and put the 2 pieces of duct tape on. Now I will warn you, you have to be careful with the fan. First of all, don't use this while you're asleep. Second of all, don't use it while you're not home, and just keep an eye on it in case the fan falls in. Hasn't happened to me yet, but it seems like something that could happen. And if that happens to you, I'm sorry, and it's not my fault. And I warned you, so be very careful and make sure you set it up right. And make sure not only to have a support with duct tape that wraps around the side, but make sure the hole is smaller than the fan. And set the fan on and make sure it does not fall in before you turn it on, or even plug it in. The other thing you want to do is cut probably about 3 holes. Use paper towel rolls and stick them on the inside. And this again, I don't remember who, but I copied the idea. What the idea behind this is that when the air is forced up and through the pipe, it's not water that's just air that's just circulated through the top. It's air that, now, one of them fell off and got wet, so I had to pull it out and haven't replaced it yet, but there should be 3. And the idea is it's air that's circulated through the ice or right above the water, and the idea is that it'll be colder and it'll have more thermal energy sucked out of it. So it'll be colder air coming up through the pipes. But, yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. Make sure the foil is secured properly. And there are people all over the internet making these. And this is my cheap version. And it didn't cost me any money. I guess the fan and the bin cost money, but I had those laying around my house anyways. I didn't have to go to the store and actually buy anything. I just used stuff I found around my house to build it. It's not fancy, but so far it seems like it's been working pretty well. I guess I don't have a thermometer to prove to you, but it feels pretty cold, so I don't know. If it doesn't work for you, don't blame me, but if you got the supplies, I would highly suggest trying it out. And again, the ice is melted, but what I've found is if you put a solid chunk of ice in, the air that comes out in the water, the air that comes out is a lot colder, but the ice melts a lot faster. But if you put it in like a water bottle or a bag, put water in a water bottle or a bag and freeze it, it'll last a lot longer, but the air that comes out isn't as cold. So it depends on what you're going. If you just want to cool a room down quick, put in a big chunk of ice on its own. But if you're gonna be sitting in your room playing video games for 2 hours and it's in the middle of summer and it's hot, then put in something that has put in a chunk of ice that has a bag around it, or is in a water bottle, sealed. But it works regardless. Speaking of which, I need to put more ice in because it's starting to heat up again, and it's only water. I think all the ice is melted. Also, what I do is I pull the fan off, and as you can see, the fan is actually secure. It just sits on there. That's for ease of transport. So what you do is you freeze ice, and then you take the bin full of water and you put it in the fridge. So when you're not using it, you have this in the fridge, so the water's cold, not freezing cold, but very cold. And then you have frozen ice that you could then put into it, and it will be cold. And I suppose what else you could do is you can just put in a bunch of frozen water bottles. I've seen other people do that, and I haven't tried that yet, but I presume it would work. If you do that though, I would suggest making these longer and go close to the bottom if you're just going to stack a bunch of water bottles in. I don't know, theoretical stuff I haven't tried out yet, but stuff I've seen other people do. But yes, this is an ice chest AC unit that doesn't use an ice chest. It's a cheap version, but it works pretty well. I like it. I just threw it together today in an attempt to see if it works, and it seems like it works pretty well. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.